How long is this going to take? Come on, on you go. On you go. You must go on. You must go on. Must go on. Musty. So musty and rusty and crusty and feisty. You must go on. The show must go on, whatever the show happens to be. It's not this one, that's for sure. This one's always going on. It didn't yesterday, did it? No intention of doing a live stream yesterday. I haven't promised I will do any more than Sunday. Perhaps I should, but I don't want to let people down. I have so much other things to be doing, you see, and maybe so many of the people end up on the same live streams, they probably feel relieved when a regular like me doesn't do a live stream, because I can just have a night off. I can watch something I am interested in instead. That must happen quite a lot. It has to do. What a lovely cup of tea that happens to be. Anyway, good evening and welcome to Mustard's Sunday night live stream, where I shall try and have a more calm approach tonight. No shouting, no getting excited, no farting. I won't promise that last one. In fact, I would actually enjoy a couple of farts here and there tonight. And after all, I've eaten probably the right kind of food for me to, well, offer one of those things up. I've been naughty. I've been a naughty boy. Yes, I have. Do you know what though? The title of this, I just called it Wow. That's a bit obnoxious, isn't it? I mean, potentially it might be me thinking that I'm wow, but it's not. In fact, before we go any further, I'll just explain. I made curry tonight. And the naughty bit is I had some rice. I didn't have loads of it, but I did have loads of curry and chicken. But this was the first time I've got myself, finally, a pestle and mortar. And I think it makes so much difference when you have your own spices that you grind rather than just getting them out of the packet. I mean, for a while, I've been getting them out of a packet and individual spices and then just making a mix. But when you use seeds and you grind them and then you use them, I think it was the tastiest curry that I've ever made. The only trouble is, nobody agreed with me. And I think that might be because it's just a little bit too far away from the anglicised curry that we're all used to eating. Maybe a bit too flavoursome, but that's exactly the way I'm going to keep doing it. I can tell you for sure. So that picture is of the curry I made, and it was, wow. Anyway, I think I might just sit down. I'm not going to be doing any really exciting stuff tonight. I just don't really feel that energetic. And that could be down to the rice, actually. And let's go and I've just noticed my friend John is here, actually. And we'll talk a little bit about the rather exciting day that we've had as well today in a bit, I reckon. But let's see who's here. I'm here, and Project Nigel gave this live stream a like. And I suggest that you follow in his footsteps because it's the correct thing to do. Thank you, me. Hooked on Classics says, hi, it's Simone. Yeah. Did you see the little clip with you in it yesterday, Simone? Peter P. Hi, Captain Tidy. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Oh, that's what coriander stalks do for you. They give you burps. But they give you really tasty burps that make you just want to eat a bit more of what gave you the burps in the first place. and that certainly did that then. Captain Tidy, yeah, there's kind of a hint of sarcasm there, I think, Peter P, but, you know, good job, thank you. Evening all, and hello Mustard, says the Greenwood, and hello to you, my my much appreciated moderator. Very, very good. And guess what? I saw the first Project Nigel t-shirt being worn on somebody today. Fantastic. Kevin Craven turned up at this meetup that I had wearing his t-shirt. He's got a green one. I was really pleased to see that. Sorry, I just got a notification up there. It kind of distracted me, but not very much. I'm not going to get distracted by notifications. Oh no. Is the kettle still boiling? Asks Peter and has a little giggle to himself. This is going to be in reference to the matron's video earlier on, no doubt. Carol sees here, hi pop pickers. 4 wavy pink hands. What does that mean? That suggests that I might think it means something when obviously I know it doesn't. And we're saying, oh, okay, Batman Rubin here as well. All right, people, all right, Batman Rubin. And there we have Johnny's here, new metal Viking, Johnny Crook. Yes, what a lovely ginger fellow chap he is indeed. What a great meetup today. Looking forward to the video. Thank you, Johnny. I've already edited it, believe it or not. And as the day went on, I thought, hey, you know, this is going all right, because actually the last few meetups we've had have been a bit too preoccupied with just actually being there, that I didn't really get much filming done. But this time I did. I just, you know, there just seemed to be the opportunity, and I didn't feel embarrassed to actually do that. Everybody knows what I do. So I just got on and did loads. And so I've cut quite a few bits out. As I always do, but the finished product is going to be 19 minutes long and I think 38 seconds. And it's edited. It is quite loosely edited, I'll say. It is edited and it has been uploaded and it's just waiting for me to go bong live. Okay, so there we go. That might be a treat for you if you like that kind of thing. And if you don't, you'll hate it. So you choose which side of the fence you want to be on. What happened there? Ah, right. Are you checking all the messages, Mustard? Just checking. I am on top messages. I did actually do that already. Oh, gosh. Oh, dear. Who got that one? Somebody's speaking Russian, so I don't know. Well, do Russian farts smell as bad as British farts? Hi, Johnny. Hi. Hey, peeps. Otter MG is here. Hello, Otter MG. Good to have you here. Hi, Otter. I've liked Do You Want a Beer? Yeah, I would quite like a beer, actually, Carol. Yeah. Have you got any? I mean, beer, asking a bit much, wouldn't it, to ask you to like the live stream and bring the beer around, wouldn't it? So just one will do for me. The World of Ragus. Hello and happy Sunday from Munich, Germany. Again, oh, and hello to you. Oh, hopefully tonight would be wonderful to have lots of people from around the world, as well as all of the regulars, all having a lovely, fun time together. That's what I'd like very, very much. Need 19 more. Exactly, yeah. Oh, that must have been when it was 8 on 8 likes. We're on to 11 now. Time for a cheer? No, there's nobody downstairs, so that's not going to happen. You have a refined palate, says Batman Rubin. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I have, rather. Which one is it? Maybe I do, or maybe I have. Do you know what? Sometimes I like to think that I'm not bad with English, but I still get tripped up a few times with things here and there. But the difference is I actually question it. I don't really want to be using the incorrect word. Right, that's who it was. Lozic, Pukozik, Lozic. I'm just going to call you Lozic. And lots of flags. Wow. Are they flags, or are they just some sort of, or is it toothpaste? Because that's the other thing. You know, the toothpaste with the stripes in. I always wondered really how they did that, but you squeeze the toothpaste out and it comes out as red, white, and yellow. Not yellow, blue. Just like that there. Very, very impressive. Oh, fabulous. Read the t-shirt. Any photos of it? No, but there is a video with it being seen. And that will be up quite soon. It's very exciting. I was wondering when it would happen. I'd get to a meetup and somebody be wearing one. It's a rather exciting moment. Mind you, the thing is though, that was Kevin Craven and he was the first person to arrive. So after that, it was all a bit of an anticlimax. Not really. Not really. We had some very, very exciting moments actually. At Aid Braid, I had a Project Nigel Underpants today. 9 out of 10 for that comment. Yeah, we should do that as well, shouldn't we? Oh, look, the Greenwood is sharing the merch shop. The Project Nigel merch is here. I mean, it's all related. It's related to this channel, isn't it? Yeah, it's related. I mean, today, for members only at the moment on this channel, a really, really big video was posted. A Project Nigel video. That's what it would have been originally, but I decided that these slightly off the on a tangent kind of things where I do a whole lot of cleaning up and a whole lot of thinking and moving stuff around and doing some stuff within the lockup. It's not really necessarily that car related. It just happens to be in the place I work. Can we use the word work, or is that just a little bit too tenuous? There's tenuous. It's not really. It's not like a loosely linked. Yeah. Let's call it that. Yeah, let's call it that. Why not? I was in my local curry house the other night, says Carol C. Couldn't believe the song played was Corma Corma Chameleon. You come on, you come and go, you come and go to the loo. Yes, I knew that it was a joke there, but I don't really want to sing it out loud particularly. I'm sorry. If I sung that out loud, it would make the joke worse, wouldn't it? So I'll give you, because I didn't sing it out aloud, and therefore the joke didn't work quite as well, I shall give you a 7 out of 10 for that. Whereas I would have actually given you maybe 4. So you got 3 points for nothing there, just because I'm not very good at singing when it's late at night. Had I been in the car, I'd have blasted that one out. Diane Sturdy is here. Hello, Diane Sturdy. Do you have any... Kevin Craven's there. It was no different to my other t-shirt. I still went home alone. Nice. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Yeah, Diane Sturdy is here. Diane Sturdy. And there we have... Oh, right. I do. But I do what? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. That's Kevin actually getting ahead, very, very ahead, in fact. Oh, was it that ahead? No, it's only about 5 minutes. I'm only 5 minutes behind. I actually have a bit of... I feel quite comfortable not really being caught up with comments, though, because I hate it when you get to the end of the comments and, I don't have something necessarily I want to talk about. I just pop on and just to say hello. I like it when my viewers actually do, not the talking, but the inspiration behind whatever it is I happen to talk about. I like having absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. I do. I love it. I love reading comments out that just completely shock me and just make my brain fire off into a different kind of direction. Well, no, never mind. I was just going to explain something then, but it would be pointless. Sorry, we do not speak your language, Lozic. Yes, I am sorry as well. I'm sorry. I might be asking if we speak Russian. Carl Davis is here. Hello, Carl. Carl, we missed you today. We really did. You'd have had a great time, but But of course, you couldn't come. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. This meetup today has inspired me to think. I can't wait to do another one of these because it was better than I remember it. Much more fun than I remembered it actually being. How many people were in your tribe today? How many miles did you drive today? Asks Carol C. Well, there were. It wasn't a massive amount. I think there was about 12 or 13 cars altogether. Or there might have been less. There might have been more. No, there definitely wasn't more. But we had a convoy from the services up the M62. And unfortunately, Simon got lost. Yeah, he got lost in a convoy on a motorway. How he managed that, I don't really know. Well, I do know, actually. I do know. I think the convoy was going a little bit too quickly for his car, which isn't his. But the car that Simon, this is Smashing Pistons, Simon, by the way. The car that Smashing Pistons Simon turned up in was the car of the show, as far as I'm concerned. We might have done maybe 15 or 16 miles, maybe a bit more, and again maybe a bit less. I'm really not too sure. That's an estimate. I don't really want to be quoted on it being exactly 15 or 16 miles. I mean, not even giving you, what I'm saying, about, and then being loose with the about as well. Good evening, everyone, says Gaz on a trike. Good evening to you, Gaz on a trike. Emma Lemon. Oh, good evening, pork, swords and sausages. Well, that's is one of those comments that kind of stop. When you do that a bit more often, try and say something that stumps me and just makes me feel like I don't really know what to say about it. Good evening, pork, swords and sausages. See, when I think about what that means, I'm just a little bit ill. You shouldn't mix the things up, Pork. What do you call a Russian masturbation competition? Oh, right. Oh, I see. No, you used the wrong word there, right? Oh dear, that kind of spoilt it. What do you call a Russian masturbation competition? Is what I should have said. A wank-off. And that might have. Yeah, I'm going to have to give you a 3 for that one, I think, Batman. Has everyone had a good weekend? Says Carl. I couldn't make it to the PM meet, though. Next time. I know, I've already covered that one. And we can't really answer the question, has everyone had a good weekend? Because not everyone has, have they? And what you mean, possibly, is, has anybody on this live stream had a good weekend? Then we can answer individually, if you like. I hope you have, Carl. You went off to Chester today, didn't you? You went off Chester. You went off to Chester with the lady friend and the top down. I know that because I do actually. Well, I'm your friend on Facebook, so I see what you do. I hope it was a good time. Thank you for my Sven. Are you excited about tomorrow? Asks Emma, but I'm not sure who she's asking. Are you asking me, Emma, or somebody else? Tomorrow is Monday, reflects Carl, and that is true. And very, very often, nobody can possibly be excited about Monday. Unless you're Sean Ryder. He used to quite like it. Tomorrow is Monday. I've had a walking weekend, says Carol. A walking weekend. Right, okay, let's carry on. The sunny weather was great for my Saturday 6-mile walk and my 5.5 mile Sunday walk. The pub lunches were very good, presumably. Yeah. It does sound good. It sounds fantastic. What a wonderful thing to have done. A pub lunch and a walk of, 11.5 miles. That's quite a good amount. It'd have been quicker to drive though, wouldn't it? Then you could have done something else as well. I mean, 6 miles. How long did it take to walk 6 miles? It rather depends on what kind of walk you're doing. If you're just walking down the street, then it would take, I reckon, probably about an hour and 40 minutes. But if you're walking over, well, if you're walking up the hillside or a craggy hillside or a mountain, or through mud, or across the ocean floor with a snorkel, then it would take quite a bit longer. You imagine that, walking across the ocean floor with a snorkel that was long enough that it didn't really matter how far in you went. All right, I'm picturing this way too much now. But like a telescopic snorkel, so you could just carry on walking into the ocean. And the further you walk, of course, the more telescopic the snorkel becomes, and you don't have any trouble breathing at all, but you do start to have problems with moving and the pressure of the water pushing down on you, and the sea creatures getting bigger and bigger, and the drops becoming more and more frightening. And then, once you start discovering sunken ships and things like this, then you might think it's time to turn back. But oh no, you can't get back so easily because you haven't got a compass. And you've just found out that your mobile phone doesn't work in the sea. So you have to swim to the top and hope that you've not gone too far out. But what if you can't swim? All you can do is walk on the bottom of the sea floor with a really long snorkel. Yeah. That went a rather odd direction, didn't it? But what do you expect? Where was I up to? Oh yeah, the walking thing, yeah. I think I mainly missed today because I'm mainly useless. I was sat at home at a loose end too, says Gaz on a trike. Oh dear. Oh, Gaz, you was considering coming up to the meetup, wasn't you? I do think that, the trouble is you've got an exceedingly old car, haven't you? An exceedingly old car that really doesn't like to do those kind of trips out. Why was the teacher covered in mustard? Because she was a sub. What a strange joke that one is. That's a really really strange mixed up joke indeed. Is it even a joke? Yeah, let's call it a joke. I'll give you 4 out of 10 for it. Batman Rubin's autocorrect. Evening all, says Mighty Cat Mods. How are we today? Well, again, now the thing is, it's very difficult for everyone to answer that question with the same answer. So probably, if anybody wants to answer how well they're feeling today, they are most welcome to do. I may even read the answer out, or I may not. I probably won't actually. Yeah. I thought Boaty was coming to see you there. Yes, that is the plan. And I'm going to attempt to get excited by that. Good Boaty. Come on, Boaty. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's a good little Boaty. Here we go. Oh, there. Oh, he likes it here, doesn't he? Oh, come on, sit, Boaty. No. All right. Come on. Oh, good Boaty. That's what's going to happen tomorrow, probably. Thanks for the reminder, Emma. Where was I up to? Search for more tyres for the tour tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. I wish I'd thought about that only a few days ago. I really do. That would have been much more useful, wouldn't it? Chester was very good, says Carl Davis. Got back today and went up to Buxton in the ZR, which was great. Did you do a rather spirited drive in the ZR with its great oomph of power? I bet you did, didn't you? I bet you did. I bet that was a right jolly good laugh indeed. Hey up, Johnny. Hey up. Saturday was a coastal, took 2 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, I've seen comments keep disappearing off the bottom. Is that... oh, no, it's a retracted message. 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long time off walking to do 6 miles. But I suppose really you weren't really trying to walk quickly, were you? You was just taking your time. I mean, you must have been taking your time. It took you that long. Unless you're like carrying heavy things as well, or carrying a bicycle, or another person. Anyway, I'll not dwell on it too much. I missed you today. Paul can vouch for that. Hopefully see you at Pride of Longbridge, says Johnny. Johnny Crook. We hope so. That would be great. Johnny had a great time in the boot to my car today. Johnny, I'll say actually, Johnny was properly on form today. We had a jolly good laugh, and you know I do tend to record a lot of the doings, but what I kept doing is not recording the really funny things that happen to be going on. That's because I just happened to be there doing it instead. What I really need, I think, is a camera person. I just have the microphone on, somebody else does the camera when it comes to meetups and stuff, and just record what goes on and then pick out the good bits there, because you don't know what's about to happen next. That's from my experience. Yes. I like I missed that comment. I'm sorry. I do miss that. I like Mondays, says Greenwood. On the whole. I like Mondays on the whole. I usually wake up feeling curious and generally eager to discover what the new week holds for me. Well, you could say that at any time of the week, though, couldn't you, really? You could say, yeah, I like Thursdays. Yeah. I wake up on a Thursday morning thinking, I wonder what the following week, between now and next Thursday is going to be like. I've got a whole week to consider it and a whole week to reflect once I get there. Days. I think they're overrated. No chance of having a beer tonight, then, is there? Only 17 likes. We need a hell of a lot more than that. And look at the time. It's already 9:30. 9:30. We're only up to 70. Oh, gosh, look at that. Well, what a rather wonderful thing to do. I'm going to be first to like on that. Carl Davis has done a rather splendid and generous thing indeed, and just got his wallet out and just flung the £5 at me. So, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, have a £5, mate. Have a £5. Yeah, good for you. Thank you very much. How generous of you. How generous indeed. I'll put that towards something that costs a £5. Or I'll wait till it happens again and use it to buy something that costs £10. What a lovely chap you are. Thank you, Carl. Not only does he tend to bring me beer whenever I see him. Oh, gosh. I'm not saying that's why I'm disappointed you didn't turn up today, but he has. Carl does have a habit of doing this. What a lovely chap. Thank you very much. Oh, I've just seen another rather special friend just turn up there. I'll get to in a minute. Gaz on the track says, I like Andrex. It's softer on the whole. Yeah, that's another joke, isn't it? Okay. Thank you. I'll give you 2 out of 10 for that one, I think, Gaz. I'm looking forward to Monday as the decorator is coming to paint my kitchen and hall. Well, that's exciting. But very, very exciting indeed. Yeah. I'll give you 1 out of 10 for that joke, though. I mean, as a joke, it's not funny. As a fact, yeah, fair enough. It probably makes sense. So, as a fact, I'll give you 6. As a joke, I'll give you 1. There we go. That's fair. Diane Sturdy says, What did the mustard lose the race between sauces? Because... Oh, why? Oh. Why did the mustard lose the race between sauces? Because he couldn't catch up. Oh. Well, yeah. Now, was it worth that? Was it worth the effort for that joke there? I don't know. I'm going to have to I'm going to give you 3 out of 10 for that one, I think. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, indeed. He keeps getting messed up. And now, here we go. Now, Smashing Pistons is here. Smashing Pistons, Spooning Poodles, Splurging pomegranates. He's here. He's come here to see whether we've been talking about the day. Maybe. All right, milk cocker, he says, and that's quite a nice way to pop in. Because I'm going to assume that's me. And, then he could go on to say, all right, me old cockers. Just to make sure that nobody feels left out. Thank you, Simon. And thank you very, very much for being here today. Without you, it would have been different. And how do, Mr. Simon? How did the Cruise of the Abilities 50 Saloon? I thought that was a 1963 car. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, but please do correct me, because I was sure it was a 1963. Is the code word? What's the code word? How do, Simon, is the code word? I'm confused. Maybe you should be too. Mustard had songs spilling out of his head today, says Simon. And that is something that we talked about, because it is true. But it's not just today. It is every day. Yep. When I wake up, songs are spilling out. They're not actual songs. They're just bits of melodies, bits of things that I just hum along and then think, oh, where'd that come from? And then I have to check. Did I make that up? Or am I just copying? Am I being a plagiarist? Or am I being actually just very creative? Very difficult to tell. So I assume it's me. And I've never had anybody say, oh, I've heard that tune before. Yeah, you didn't make that. Somebody else did. Nobody else would make these tunes up, would they? But yeah, the truth is, yeah, every day, they're just there constantly. It's like having a headache. Imagine having a permanent headache. That's me, but with tunes. And so that's why they end up being spilt out into videos I do. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If I really just filled them up with as much as I really could do, there really wouldn't be any other content, I'm afraid. Made a right mess. No, that was the eggs, Simon. I had a nightmare last night, says Carol C, that someone had hit me with a car muffler. I woke up absolutely exhausted. Well done. Oh, yes. A car muffler. Yeah, 2 out of 10. Sorry. No, I just didn't think it was that funny. But, I find another one that you do that I'll give you a massive amount of points to just because I read it out incorrectly. Nope, I don't like Thursdays, says the green word, and Sundays just feel wrong. How can they feel wrong? Oh, look, I can like that. Again, I've managed to like the Carl Davis bunging me a fiver trick twice because I've done it on this device and on that one. Consider that well and truly liked. Yeah, yes, have a couple of McEwens, says Carl. What a lovely, generous idea. And you know what? I think I will. It's like I've been given permission to have beer from Carl. What excellent. What things don't get better than that, do they? That's exactly what you need. Lucky SD, only 50 for me, says Gaz on a track. Lucky SD, only 50 for me. See, I don't quite get that. Carl's finger slipped. Yeah. Carl's finger slipped. Yeah. He might have done, actually. Yeah, that might be. Do you need that fiver back by any chance? Because if you do, I'm going to have to give you an app if I end up using it. Johnny Crook says, after a pretty shite 2025 so far, it was genuinely enjoyable for me today. I did say your funniest stuff is never recorded. Yeah, he did say that. Somebody else has said that as well. In fact, a couple of other people say that. That must mean I am not terrible company, even though I do try my best. Coastal walk was up and down an uneven path at times, says Carol C, and that would explain properly why that walk took so long. And I know, if you're walking on a flat, if you're just walking on the pavement, a lovely smooth pavement, and you don't have to look down on the floor for dog poo or broken glass or people that have just fallen asleep there, you can have a nice walk, a nice quick walk. You could jog. But when you're doing uneven surfaces, you're risking breaking something. So you're best off just taking your time and actually, who does a walk to try and do it as quickly as possible? And I know somebody will do, but to me it seems like a really pointless thing to do. And you may as well just not bother. But hence the point of, wouldn't it have been quicker just to take the car? Yeah, because if all you want to do is just get there, then you don't walk, do you? That's pointless. On a scale of 1 to 10, asks Emma, how much do you miss the hedgehog? 1, I suppose, because I hadn't even thought about it. Every time I see the hedgehog of truth, I think, oh, yeah, that used to be mine. Well, not mine, but kind of ours. And it did live in the caravan, and it was getting covered in slugs. That's how much I miss it, because I wasn't really asked. Okay. I mean, I didn't like to see old Hedgie getting covered in slime, but it was just happening because it was in the caravan. And I didn't want to go in the caravan. Hedgie did. Didn't have much choice, but the slugs did. Bingo. Right. So, yeah, 1 out of 10, I think. I've got enough stuff knocking about in the lockup to not really need a hedgehog as well. So, I'm sure he's living his best life on that rather expensive table right now. Bishop's ball bag scale. For what? For Bishop's ball bag scale for what? What for being eaten? My food tonight or somebody else's food? For my food, I'd say 7. What about yours? Most of my jokes date from primary school, and that was the early 70s, says Gaz. So obviously you must have been somebody who told a lot of jokes, or heard a lot of jokes at a time when you could remember them, and now you can't. Shame that, isn't it? I actually made up a joke the other day, but the only thing is it's probably ever so slightly inappropriate. I mean, not that inappropriate, but just a bit too rude, and a bit ruder than I would normally tell, except for people close by. Why am I telling you this? I don't really know. I don't know. I'm just waffling. I'm just waffling. I'm sorry. Splendid poppadoms or pom-poms. Splendid pom-poms. Ah, right. Yes, 1961, but a 1950s design. Yeah. It looked fabulous, and. You know what? I was that car was to me the star, but also the way Simon was dressed. Not really the dress thing, but the hat, and what he looked like in this car with this. He had like a bowler hat on, driving this 1960s old Rover, and I just thought it was really cool. I thought, what a cool thing to wear. But when you saw him at a distance, it just looked so. It just looked a bit bonkers. It looked like some sort of eccentric from a period of time that nobody really even remembers. I like the fact that we all received beard compliments today. You and Simon. Yeah, actually, I should screenshot a couple of, or screen grab a couple of the things for Facebook as well. Because there's some pretty good bits there. 1950s design, says Gazana Trying, carried on to the 60s, maybe even the 70s. Yeah, well, they weren't really as concerned about making things modern, were they? If it was still working, they'd generally keep using it until somebody came up with a bright idea. He beat me to it, but then it's Executive Express. Ooh. Beard Brothers till death. Beard Brothers till death. Make of that what you will. Jaden Roberts is here and says, my friend always dreamed of being hit by a train. When it finally happened, he was chuffed to bits. I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10 for that one. I reckon that's really good. McEwen's is the best buy. It is, isn't it? It's a fabulous, fabulous beer. Oh gosh, have I got one over there by any chance that Carl might have already paid for? Oh, only I know. I think he always records his funniest stuff. It's just all rubbish. Say Smashing Pistons. That would actually help explain an awful lot, really, wouldn't it? I wouldn't have to worry about it at all if that were the case. I might just go for that. Rumour has it, says Carol C, that Dyson is going to develop an electric car by 2025. I bet it'll really suck. Why the vacuum cleaners don't? I reckon it'll be rubbish. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Go on. Have a 4 out of 10 for that one. Ah, you like that one? Yeah. Yeah, keep them coming. Is it wrong of me to really like the MGHS, says Carl? Well, no, it's not wrong of you. It's not wrong of you to like it. You can like what you can't be wrong for having an opinion. You can't be wrong for disliking something. Unless, of course, you dislike something because you've based your dislike on an opinion that's misunderstood. But that doesn't really happen too much when it comes to liking or disliking something, does it? When it's just a design. I mean, you can dislike a person or like a person and it'd be wrong because, as I've just said there, it could be down to misinformation. But whether you like a car or not, you go ahead and like it. Yeah. Maybe that they should have that kind of thing in the pamphlet, the sales brochure, and it just says, "Go ahead, like it. Nobody can stop you. You can even secretly like it. We know that the majority of people think this car is horrible, but you're allowed to like it, and you don't need anyone to know. It's up to you. Think for yourself." All of these kind of things would appeal, so why don't they use them? Hedgie is now covered in different... Hedgie is now covered in a different type of slime. Now, is that because of the other hedgehog, or because Boaty has him sat in front of him? Andrea Chico, where did you get that picture from behind you? I don't know. Would you like it? Have you had a postcard from Roger Botty yet? No. I think I might have actually put a little bit too much emphasis on Roger Botty having some sort of personality, when in actual fact he's just a musty old caravan. Yeah, honestly, I wish I liked it a bit more, but I just didn't really. That's the thing. I can't pretend. Well, I could pretend to like it, couldn't I? I could have talked myself into liking it had I really wanted to do, but I like the space a lot more. No, Simon, leave Carl alone. He's allowed to like it. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to even ask if he's allowed to like it. He can just like it. Andrew Buttigieg is here. Hello, Captain Mustard and Chit Chatters. Hello. Hello. I can't believe it's not butterflies. What, Hedgie? Seriously, like the shape of them. I can't even think of what it looks like. Is it not just an SUV thing? I mean, they rarely look any good, do they? You know, I'll say it's up to you. I mean, you've got to be looking at it with some strange glasses on to actually see something nice. Bowler hat and walking stick. Did you have a walking stick as well? I didn't see that. You don't need a walking stick, do you? Because that would just be a prop then. You actually turned up wearing a bowler hat and kept it on your head, which means it's not a prop. It's an item of clothing. If you're using a walking stick when you're perfectly able-bodied, that's a prop. And I didn't see you prop yourself up with a stick. The new Avengers. Well, what was the purpose of a bowler hat? As opposed to a different kind of hat, besides style, I suppose, or identity. You can tell what somebody does or what kind of person they are by what kind of hat they wear. I reckon I've answered that one already. Like Steed from the Avengers, yeah. Not quite, though. I mean, Steed from the Avengers wore a bowler hat, and he had, well, his walking stick was an umbrella, wasn't it? It was an umbrella, but which I think also doubled up as some sort of weapon. Either that, or he was just particularly clever with a umbrella, and he could cause all sorts of damage that normally you wouldn't be able to cause with an umbrella. Or am I getting him mixed up with somebody from a James Bond film, like a James Bond film? I could be, but yeah, of course, Steed not only wore the bowler hat, but he had the matching suit and the matching shoes and the tie and the clean-shaven face. Simon didn't do any of that. He just had a bowler hat on and his usual clobber. So no, we can't compare Simon to Steed. Steedy's pylons. Oh, and here we. Oh, hang on. Wait. Well, where we go? We're missing a few comments there. I'm not careful. Right. Man walks into a bar with a beard made entirely of grass. Let's start that again. This is Dan Sturdy's joke. A man walks into a bar with a beard made entirely of grass, and the bartender says, "Why the lawn face?" Yeah, I like that one. I like that. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. Well done, Dan. Sweet. And Mark Passad is here, another channel member. Yes. Don't forget, you can be a channel member if you like. All the people who are in green are channel members. And Mark Passad says, "Good evening, Captain, and good evening, chat. Captain, I thoroughly enjoyed the yard tidy up video." Oh, fabulous. That is nice to know. It was quite a long one, wasn't it? It's quite a long one, but you know, I put it together in the usual way of doing things, and so I'm quite happy with it myself. And I'm glad to get some positive feedback. Thank you very much. What's the difference? What's the definition of succeed? Asks Andrew. A budgie without a beak. Yeah, that's kind of. Oh, you know, the joke works, but in another way, it really doesn't, does it? The definition of a succeed, it does kind of throw you off somewhat. A budgie without a beak. I'm going to give you a 4 anyway. Yeah, have a 4. Pamphlet. I haven't heard that word since school. I don't think I had either. It's just the first word that popped into my head whilst I searched for sales brochure. If a bearded man makes vases, is he a Harry Potter? Nice one. Thank you, Diane. You can have a 5 out of 10 for that one, actually. It's quite a nice joke. Walks into a window today, thought it was a pain. Yeah, you can have a 2 for that one. You can have I'm never really keen on jokes that don't read right because they're spelt incorrectly when you do it that way. Although, actually, Andrew Buttigieg seems to like it, and we like him having a laugh, don't we? What? He's just a caravan, says Smashing Pistons. He's a person. Oh, no. You're right. Well, it could have been named after an actual person, although I'm not sure who Roger Botti was. Roger Botti. Mr. George Roger Botti. Yeah, that. Wasn't it Stickman who recorded that? To be honest, I forgot I had the hat on when I went to the fuel station. You must have got quite a lot of looks today, actually. Not just because of the car, but wearing the hat as well. I mean, you know, old cars do tend to make people look around. When you see a man with a beard like yours wearing a bowler hat, it's just fabulous. Odd Job, yeah, Odd Job. Yes, that's the one with. Oh no, was that bowler hat? Was that the bowler hat with a razor edge, so you could cut people? Didn't he? I think I really am getting these things mixed up. Now I'm thinking of a boomerang. Did he do all three of them? Did he have a bowler hat, a boomerang, and a umbrella, all as weapons? Somebody will know. Somebody's bound to know. And the Greenwood's come up with an answer already, which is kind of typical, I suppose. The bowler hat was designed in 1849 by the London hat makers Thomas and William Bowler, which had been commissioned by a customer to design a close-fitting, low-crowned hat to protect gamekeepers. Protect gamekeepers. From low-hanging branches whilst on horseback. Right. Okay. The keepers had previously worn top hats, which were knocked off easily and damaged. Hat news. Yes, Simon. Any hat news today? Well, maybe hat news should be a special feature of this particular channel, live stream, whatever you want to call it for the future. OMG, Greenwood. You've been doing your research? Yes. 1849, very topical. One might say it's old hat, says Emma. One might say, and that one is you. In fact, let's do an impression of you saying that. One might say it's old hat. That's how Emma talks. That's not me doing an impression of somebody posh. That's me doing an impression of Emma trying not to be too posh. I do like a good Google. It is fabulous, isn't it? When you just have all this information right at your fingertips. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep on saying it until younger people kind of get a bit more into this, that just how it's the most wonderful thing to just be able to find anything out so easily. You don't have to. You know, there was a time where if you wanted to know some information this time of night, you couldn't because the library was closed. So you had to wait until the next day, and then you had to make sure you weren't doing something else first. The actress said to the bishop, apparently the actress said to the bishop, what kind of vehicles does an egg drive? A Volkswagen. Oh, that's so lovely. That is a proper Christmas card joke, that one. Thank you, Carol C. You can have a 3 out of 10 for that. I mean, it's so awful. It's so awful that I can't mark it down any further than that. Thank you. Congrats. Hat chat. You don't get that on Hubnut. But Hubnut does have hats. And Hubnut's definitely one of these people that I think of as a hat man. But then that might be because the hat is the perfect place to advertise your YouTube channel, isn't it? On your head, right there. You know, what we do when we're looking at somebody who's talking, we look at their eyes, don't we? Unless you train yourself not to do, because otherwise I'm looking at me whilst I'm doing this, and then I'm looking like I'm looking somewhere else. So you're looking at your eyes, and the logo is just there. Perfect. No good being there. You don't look at someone's chest while you're talking to them, do you? No, you don't. Most people don't do that. But you do look at their eyes. And the forehead is close to it. So good shout, Hubnut. Well done, mate. We can tolerate hat speech. We tolerate hat speech. Yeah, very good. Very good comment. Not quite a joke, but even just good enough anyway. Good enough. Good enough to get a 7 out of 10 for that one. Gaz on a trike. Perfect. The bowler hat was originally shaped in such a way to contain soup for gamekeepers on winter days. That almost sounds like it could be true, Simon. You're yoking me. For that joke deserves a lot lower than that. Yes, Simon, that's the real reason. Hence, we have soup bowls. I actually thought that the bowler hat was named as such because it was shaped a bit like a bowl. And you probably could turn it upside down and use it as a soup bowl. And then the only thing is, I mean, the ability to spread misinformation is fabulous as well, isn't it? Because I could go on a campaign here and say that that's where the bowler hat actually came from, and that you're being lied to, and you should do your own research. Yeah. In actual fact, the bowler hat was designed to eat soup out of, and that's when soup bowls soon got invented because bowler hats were expensive to buy. You know, because you could only use them once. You couldn't. The people of the 19th century soon found that their bowler hats would be ruined in the dishwasher, so they gave up on using bowler hats for eating soup out of. Because that's like you go to work, you work in a bank where you wear a bowler hat. You wear your bowler hat to go into work. You take it off whilst you're there, and because you get to dinner time or lunchtime, whichever one you prefer, and you have soup. You have homemade carrot soup out of your own bowler hat. And then, you know, it doesn't matter about the walk home, having carrot soup dripping down your forehead, because you can go and have yourself a shower when you get in, a power shower. Yeah? Keep your hat with you. That might have been the best bet, rather than bunging the bowler hat into the dishwasher or the washing machine. No, just keep it with you in the shower. That's probably where they went wrong, isn't it? Turns out, though, ceramic makes much better soup bowls. And they just simply did that. Don't hegger on. Hegger, don't hegger. Egg, not heg. Don't heg it on. Egger on. It's not just cricket, is it? It's not cricket. No, it's not cricket. No, it's not, Gaz. Something going wrong with Andrew. We're not getting low scores. Maybe I'm just feeling very generous tonight. Or maybe your jokes are just better tonight than what they normally are. Oh, 25 likes. Only 2 more to go. And, you know, I am going to do, as soon as I get to 27, I've got a can of Stella still left over. I've got 2 cans of Stella left over. And I've got something nicer over there as well. But I've got the cans of Stella. 26 that you know, I had given to me 2 weeks back. That's how much I like Stella. But it's so much better than nothing when you're getting thirsty. And I am. Someone took my photo on the motorway. Oh, I bet they did, Simon. I'll tell you what, I mean, there we go, 27, right, I'm straight for this time. Normally, I'll do a thing where I pretend I haven't even noticed, just to show a bit of, what would you call it, a bit of that, you know. I can't even bother to think of the word. The words aren't coming to me quite as well as nice as they normally would do. Maybe that'll all change once I've cracked open this rather delightful can of Stella. Gosh, that's noisy, isn't it? Yeah. I've noticed in my 418 Tourer quite a few people looking at my car. And that didn't seem that long ago when it was a current car. I mean, obviously you get kind of looks everywhere in Nigel, although they're different kind of looks, of course. And many people actually might think, oh, what's that there? I pretend not to notice it. I bet loads of people do that, just like I did with Wayne Rooney. And I know I've told you about that before, but I understand. Look at that. He's after some attention, isn't he? Look at that attention-seeking pile of crap there. Let's pretend it's not even there. The best thing to do is ignore them and they'll go away. That's how people think. Gosh, I need that. How comfortable are you with it, though? I mean, you normally have... Right, Simon has quite a quirky personality. He likes to have coloured bits in his hair. He likes to drive a car with stickers all over it or with green wheels, or any of this kind of thing. So going from that to driving something that's older than he is with a bowler hat on is quite a step in a rather unusual direction. Awaiting the post smashing. Don't smash the post. It's slow enough as it is. Oh, don't. No. Yes, Odd Job had the killer bowler hat in Goldfinger. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Andrew. The chap with the lethal hat was called... I thought he was called Joe Blob. He sucked at his job. That's a low blow. What's the difference between your beard and your ex? Your beard always comes back. Ooh. Uh-oh. Something's about to happen. Ah, good old Andrew Buttigieg. Have yourself a delightful pump. I know, it's not very funny, but I may as well do something with it, hadn't I? Oh yeah, there was a joke, that wasn't it? So sorry, I'm supposed to give you a mark out of 10 for that joke. 3? Steve Perry is here. Good old Steve Perry, another bearded man. Even Mustard, have you finished a bottle of McCune's? Have you just finished a bottle of McCune's? No, I haven't. I've not opened one. Oh no, he's just finished a bottle of McCune's. Sorry, I understand now. Beautiful stuff. Have you enjoyed any ales recently? Have you found any new recommendations? Well, McCune's, good, proper job. Although I don't think you like that one, do you? Guinness. There's there's Guinness from Morrison's. It's not a normal Guinness. It's a Guinness Porter. It's 6%. That's really interesting. Old Empire. I really like that. Beyond that, you're getting into those rather silly cans, which are all very nice and everything, but I think just a bit too expensive, really. Sometimes you just want a proper beer, a proper tasty beer, without any silly cartoon cans. Judge is here. Judge. Julie. Yes. Captain. Oi. Mustard needs to get a jag. Oh, I'd love another jag, actually. I would. Maybe I'll have one next year. I've only had one jag, and I did very, very much like it. And, well, I didn't like the fuel consumption. A lot of people can carry off wearing a hat, says Carl. Not me. I always look like a right plonker. I suppose actually wearing a hat does add does add to your self-consciousness, unless it's the same. Unless you just wear the same kind of hat all the time, like baseball caps. When people wear baseball caps, they just tend not to take them off. I don't really see how they can be that comfortable, and they never look. The baseball cap is the one hat I don't like. I'll say that. Mustard, your impression of me isn't really nasally enough. I never realised it until I started the YouTube thing and how nasally I sound. Okay, let's try. I'll read out yours. Mustard, your impression of me isn't really nasally enough. Enjoy your beer. It's the last one you're going to have. I can't wait till we have a meet-up at some point and we can just do impressions of each other. That's the plan, isn't it? Meaning that to mention to you. Kalki Mandijan. That's somebody new who was here. I bet they're not now. Odd Job's signature weapon was a razor-sharp, razor-edged bowler hat, which he wears at all times and he can throw it with deadly accuracy. He's also a skilled archer, able to fire an arrow through a ring, says the Greenwood. I suppose you have, if you're wearing a razor-edged bowler hat, you have to remember to place it like that, don't you? And not like that, because you'd always end up with cutting your fingers, wouldn't you? Unless you wore protective gloves. And that could be a sign for you with anybody else wearing a razor rimmed bowler hat, because they have these special gloves on. And you see anyone wearing gloves and a bowler hat, you think, maybe that's actually a weapon. Probably wouldn't think that though, would you know? Big respect. Human and life don't kill eating animal. The arrow was well lubed. Talking of hats, here's Mustard's merch. I wonder if any of those, if anything sold of the thing where I look like the Cluedo character. If you're not a hat person, just tattoo your forehead. Problem solved, says Udjudge. But that wouldn't really solve any kind of problem, would it? Tattoo your forehead with I don't wear hats. Tattoo your forehead with I don't wear hats. I'd look silly wearing them. No, it wouldn't be very nice to kill an animal whilst it was eating. Let it finish its meal first, says Emma. White horse walks into a pub. Gas on a trike. Barman says, we have whiskey named after you. And the horse replies, what, Eric? Yeah, I've heard that one before. I just really like that one. And I've heard that joke before, or a variation of that joke. You know, you could have that joke exists in many different forms. With it could be something other than a horse, or something other than a name, or that particular name, and somewhere other than a pub. But I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm going to give that one 8 out of 10. You could actually just write loads of jokes like that all follow that exact format. Maybe you should try it. What do you call a lion with a cool hat? A dandelion. Thank you, Diane. That's a nice joke. A nice joke indeed. A very nice joke. I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 10. Mark on Motoring is here. Oh, gosh. Hello, Mark. Hello. Gosh. What a wonderful surprise to have you here. Hello. Only me. As if there'd be anybody else. Not sure. Thank you very much for being here today, Mark. I hope you got some interesting footage. The one and only Mr. Tickle. Yes. Do I regret calling? How did that come about? I can't remember now, because of the lunch video that we did. I never actually watched it, really, being honest. Not properly. I watched bits of it because I was there. You know, I was there. It's different to watching a video that you edit and you're changing it and you're manipulating it. When you're just watching a video that you just happen to be there on, and you're just going to see what you saw, it's a bit different. But yeah, did I say, oh, it looks a bit like Mr. Tickle? That was it, wasn't it? I said, yeah, it looks like Mr. Tickle, and then you just went and started trying to tickle me, which was most unexpected. It was kind of, well, it was funny, to be honest. That hat story is brilliant. Record it. Which one? Oh, the my hat story. I just realised that how that reads. What reads? Yeah, am I missing something again? Must admit it, I'm enjoying this, says Aid Braid. Good, that's the idea. Bowler hat could be used as an emergency bedpan. Also that. Absolutely. Emergency bedpan, emergency soup bowl. I suppose you've had some sort of liner in there. What if your bowler hat was well, essentially like a plastic on the inside, and you had the nice comfortable bit, which could be peeled off with Velcro, so that you didn't spoil it with your broth or your wee wee. Then you might be able to keep your bowler hat for longer. Also, I mean, consider this as well. Your bowler hat could be a safety hat. So it's a bowl, a comfortable hat with a properly hard bowl on the top. I've seen a biker knocking around near Todmorden who looks like he's wearing a bowl on his head. Because I mean, the thing is, he's one of those old bikers with one of those bikes that you ride like that, and he's got a leather jacket on with badges all over it. And his helmet is just, it looks like a bowler hat, and there's a strap. So I think the thing is, all you need really is something on your head, some sort of head covering for it to be legal. It would probably be completely useless if he actually fell off. But then again, that's just a sign of just how hard he is, isn't he? That he's not even worried about falling off. Maybe he's got a titanium head. What? Oh, new merch, I must admit. Yeah, I've thought that myself, actually. I must admit. Good. Why do hats always win arguments? They know how to cap it off. 3 out of 10, Carol. 3 out of 10. Have a good evening, folks. Off to bed. Oh, okay, Simon. Thank you. Thank you for everything today, and thank you for being here on this live stream. Have a good evening. I saw a group in the 80s all wearing bowlers. Thought that's madness. Okay, I'm going to give that one 8 out of 10 for an amusing thought. Well, you wouldn't want a ceramic sun hat. Well, we just suggested that. Yeah. Keep going with the old ones, Gaz. I've not heard that one before, though. There's always going to be an old joke knocking about that you just happen not to have heard of, isn't there? Stella Unfiltered is nice. Oh, that's the kind of thing that you used to drink, isn't it? But didn't I help you actually get into drinking some proper beer as well? I am an influencer. I help people make decisions about things. Enjoy, says Kalki. My tongue does feel the filtering, lol. What did the hat say to the time? You hang around and I'll go. You hang around and I'll go on ahead. Nice, yeah. 4. Get knotted. Eat chicken only. Eat chicken only. Oh, all right. We're talking about meat again. Well, I quite like chicken. It's not particularly exciting. Well, you don't eat because it's exciting. No, you don't kill animals because it's exciting. That does suggest some sort of level of psychopathy, doesn't it? But yeah, sure. Thai joke, that is. Kevin Craven says, in a country wedding by Peter Bruegel the Younger, circa 16, is it CA or circa? No, right. Sorry. 1630, there is a chap on the left of the picture kissing a lady, and he's wearing a bowler hat. He doesn't look like a gamekeeper. I'm not familiar with the painting, so I need to have a look at that, don't I? My name is John the Baptist. That's rather interesting. Int bowler's hat derbies in the US that have ruined my repertoire. Australia is a long distance to waft. Australia is a long distance to waft your pump. Well, yes, it is. Of course, it is. I mean, I can always just put it in a jar. Put it in a jar. It'll keep it fresh, won't it? Keep it fresh. Send it over to Aussie land. You can open it up, or if you really value it, you don't open it up at all. You just keep it in the jar, because once you open it up, it'll escape. There's no way it's going to get back in. The worse than budgies for that, you know. Yeah, airline. Petrus Joseph. Hello from Hungary. Hello. What's the difference between a weasel and a stoat? I'd quite like to know that, actually. You know, does anybody know? Snap, snap. One is weaselly recognised and the other is totally different. Ah, yes. Thank you, mighty cat mods. That's a joke. I like it. 4 out of 10. That's how much I like it. Honest answer, it's kind of a bit crap. But I enjoyed it. So 5 out of 10. Nook, nook, nook. Huh? Steve Perry says, well, look out for that Guinness stuff. Yeah. Well, you might like it, you might not. What does a balding magician have in his hat? Hair. None out of 10 for that one, Dan. None. No points out of 10 for that one. There we go. You've achieved something properly interesting, haven't you? Well done. Well done. That's the worst joke I've ever heard. That last impression of me was spot on, says Emma. Is Emma a meerkat? Yeah, I suppose it did sound ever so slightly Eastern European or Russian then, didn't it? That last impression was quite spot on. The derby was invented in the 17th century, Flanders, by a painter called Bruegel. I guess that's how you pronounce his name, Kevin says, who thought Bruegel was a silly name for a hat. So he chose the name of an English city to affect an air of sophistication. That is interesting. Simples. Turning simple. That is turning simple, isn't it? Collective simple. You lives, you learns. Quasimodo was running down the street chased by a group of kids, says Carl Davies. He said, for the last time, I haven't got your football. Excellent. 8 out of 10 for that one. 8.5 out of 10, in fact. Face rings a bell, but he gave me the hump. Mark randomly attacked you with tickles in the caravan. I thought I instigated it for some reason. I thought it was my fault. I thought it was me saying something to him. I'm sure I called him. I'm sure I said he looks like Mr. Tickle before that. There you go. You explain it better. Oh, right. Jaden Roberts says, I went to a lovely restaurant when I visited Africa in 2016. I wasn't very hungry, so I just had to pull the soup. I wasn't hungry, so I just had Ebola soup. I'm going to have to start thinking about that one to carry on. I'm gonna give you a 9.5 out of 10 for that joke. I mean, it's not politically correct, is it? But it's just brilliant. Thank you. Right. Okay. So a tortoise walks into a bar. The barman says, "Welcome, welcome. Bit slow today." No, I've decided I want funny jokes. Met a pirate with one leg called Jake. Don't know about the other leg. I'm really struggling with this now. That's brilliant. I'm actually getting the achy face because of it. Steve Perry's got a joke. Piece of rope walks into a bar. The barman asks, "Wasn't you here the other day?" The rope replies, "No, I'm afraid not." 4 out of 10 for that one. Trollge. Have you read any Warhammer 40k books like Night Haunter or The Avenging Sun? Nope, I haven't. What do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop. Oh, 2 out of 10. Guinness 0.0 is not nice. Well, Batman Rubin, I don't think I'll ever bother buying that, to be honest. Hooray, I got a 0. There we go, Diane. You probably feel like you've achieved something tonight now, don't you? That's quite possibly been the best joke and the worst joke all in, with a space of about 10 minutes. That's really very impressive, isn't it? And she can rest easy. You can have a lie down. I don't mind Guinness 0.0, okay, when the designated driver, better than Coke. I suppose that would be the thing. Yeah, that's why I don't want to do designated driving for anything, because I don't ever want to drink stuff like Coke. I'd rather drink water. Retiring on top. Steve Perry says, "I sold my vacuum cleaner the other day. It was only gathering dust." 3 out of 10 for that one. Ebola soup has got to be a 9 or a 10. Even mustard's broken. I'm going to try to remember that one, of course. Marco Motorin says, I was wearing a blue down jacket in the caravan, and Paul said I looked like Mr. Tickle, so I tickled him. That's what it was. Then later on, Bosie said, "Mustard looks like a Camp Jesus." And that's where that came from, is it? A Camp Jesus. Camp Damp Jesus, wasn't it? I'm not sure what the damp bit is, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I prefer Harry Paddington, but a damp Camp Jesus, I'm okay with that as well. What do you get when you cross a fish with an elephant? Swimming trunks. Going back up again there, really. We want a 2 out of 10 for that. But Mr. Tickle doesn't wear a blue jacket. I finally found my wife's G-spot. Turns out it's in... I finally found my wife's G-spot. Turns out it's in her sister. Putty Cat's back. I haven't been laughing so much at the other joke. I probably could laugh a bit more at this one, but I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10. Thank you, Putty Cat. But Mr. Tickle does wear a blue hat. Right. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a kangaroo? Potholes everywhere. Nice one, Greenwood. Yes. 3 out of 10 for that. Another joke from Puttycat. Here we go. It's going to be a bit naughty, probably. I noticed my ex getting run over by a bus. I thought to myself, wow, that could have been me. And then I remembered I don't know how to drive a bus. That needs to be told a bit better, I think. I think that should be told to be a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Did you hear about the fire in the shoe factory, asks Diane Sturdy. 10,000 souls were lost. The police said some heels started it. No. 2 out of 10. Sorry, 2 out of 10 for that one. How do you know an elephant has been in your fridge? Footprints in the butter. 2 out of 10. I always think mustard really looks like Dougal from Magic Roundabouts. You can have an 8 out of 10 for that observation, Emma. Thank you. Camp Damp Jesus always makes me think of a holiday camp at Butlins, etc., where each season they have to employ a man to be the season's Camp Jesus. Dougal, yes. And oh, look at this. I'm going to finish in a minute because I didn't think I'd be wanting to do more than an hour and a half, and I'm almost there already anyway. Plus, I've got some stuff to do, some finishing off to do for the video. And I've got another video to edit as well. I really have. I've got one from about 2 days ago. So I'm going to finish these comments and just get off, I think. I need to remember some of these dad jokes, says Mark and Motoring. Some of them are suitable for kids. Yeah, well, Carol's normally are, actually. Or Uncle Bulgaria from the Wombles. I can get along with why you think that, actually. Diane, I'm making a video about the fire in the shoe factory. It was huge. Heidi, hi, God bless, amen. So yes, definitely did hear about the fire in the shoe factory. Puttycat, I am dating a grammar teacher who keeps correcting my grammar during sex. She gets particularly annoyed with my improper use of the colon. That makes me kind of almost start a new joke off about, you know, if you're using the colon for sex, that if it doesn't work for you, you have a semicolon. The past, present, and future walked into the bar. It was tense. Clever, clever. You can have a 4 out of 10 just because that one's a bit clever. Ah, brilliant. Right. Are you a sex therapist? Right. Brilliant, Alex. Yes, I am. I am a sex therapist. Are you asking Puttycat? Blind fellow in Marks and Spencer swinging his dog lead above his head, says Carl Davis. Shop assistant says, "Can I help you, sir?" No thanks, just browsing. I think I've heard that one before, actually. I do like that. Heard that one before, still made me laugh. It still made me laugh as well. You kind of look like one, says Alex GR98. That's what I look like. Okay, there's many things I look like, and that's fabulous that now in my collection of things I look like, I now look like a sex therapist. I'm going to use that to my advantage. And first off, say, yes, I am. And if you'd like some advice, I only charge £58 per session, which is 5 minutes long. Does anybody have any sexual problems? Yeah, they do, Emma. Of course they do. Loads of people do. Marks and expensive. That can be Mustard's next live stream. Isn't it a great? Yes. a hairy sex therapist. You're coming up with ideas really long before they've started. Next time, do you have any sexual problems? The sexual therapist mustard helps all. Indeed. How do you know there's an elephant in your bed? There's a knee on its pajamas. Gosh, I really like that one. That's the I'm not sure if that's as funny as I found it, but I'm going to give that on an 8 out of 10. He on its pajamas. The hairy sex therapist. Let's call it instead. Eh? Emma looks like a co-worker of yours. One, yeah. Oh yeah, Andrew, Alex, are you circumcised? Puttycat says recently started therapy with the wife. Effing great. Now 2 people hate me. Both have my number and I'm paying for them both. 6. The advice will be add mustard or add more mustard for each sexual problem. Don't put your dangler in the curry. Oh gosh. Okay. Thank you very much for this evening. It's been, well, a bit difficult to stop. Thank you for all these jokes. Thank you for the likes on the live stream. Thank you for all the support to the channel, and thank you to Greenwood for all of the moderation, which I don't know whether there's been much needed tonight or not. We've not had any trolls particularly. Good evening all, yes, right. And thank you for everyone that came with me today. So I'm going to just finish up that video. If you want to watch something a bit different, and you're going to watch Boaty at 12:11, you might just have time to get it in. Right, okay. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.